Imagine the future you want to see. Imagine closing the gap between that vision and our reality. Imagine an infinite game where we can only win when we all win. Welcome to the United Planet game, a time-traveling, immersive reality experience where we create from the place where our visions have been realized. A game to unite the leaders and visionaries as athletes of transformation. Together we design a thriving civilization in harmony with all life. We reverse engineer from a vision we want to see manifest to apply our collective imagination and potential. We have a collective dream, a dream each one of us knows in our heart of hearts, a vision for a better planet, a fair planet, a peaceful planet, a loving planet. The united planet our hearts know is possible. I invite you to journey with me today to that place, to visit the united planet. It is a place that unites us around our best visions for the future, where you can contribute your purpose to the greatest story never told. In 1977, President Jimmy Carter wrote a love letter to life beyond Earth aboard the space probe, the Voyager 1, with that infamous golden record. In the letter, he wrote, "We human beings are still divided into nation states, but those states are rapidly becoming one global civilization. We are attempting to survive our time so that we may live into yours. We hope someday, having solved the problems we face, to join a community of galactic civilizations." Today I'm going to share with you my belief that planetism will eclipse nationalism as we consciously evolve a planetary identity, culture, language, and unifying vision of our future. And how time could hold the key to unlock the evolution towards planetism and the social, cultural, and spiritual technology necessary to create a united planet in harmony with all life. I believe time is hiding in plain sight as one of the most powerful design tools to apply our collective creativity and imagination to design community solutions to planetary challenges. We all know that we are at a critical moment in history, where the future is literally resting on our shoulders. According to the Edelman Trust Barometer, a global survey on the state of trust, 4 out of 5 people in the world believe that the current system is not working for them. Even more concerning is almost 2 out of 3 people in the world believe that the future is going to be even worse than the present. Houston, we have a problem. We are being conquered by dystopia in a meta-crisis of narrative. The stories we tell about ourselves, our world, and our capacity for transformation are simply not aligned with the thriving of future generations. We need a new unifying narrative of the future. And when we recognize that the stories we tell are the front lines of transformation, we will realize that the future we create is closely correlated to the stories we believe about the future. Stories are like living entities with a capacity and a resonance to go beyond time. A well-told story can break the illusion of time. It is for this reason that we tell stories in the present tense, where our visions have already been realized. It's part of a belief that the future is not something to predict, but something to achieve. The results follow the narratives. This is called hyperstition, which is essentially the science of self-fulfilling prophecies. When we create the feedback loops that accelerate us towards the narratives becoming reality. The United Planet, or UP game, invites players to co-create those narratives, the culture, and the solutions necessary to create a thriving planetary civilization in harmony with all life. The United Planet revolves around the GPS. Make it a better game, make it a better planet, make it a better story. I'm honored to call Ibiza my home and the home of the UP games. We've hosted many UP games here since 2020, and we've been hosting games now all over the world. I believe that Ibiza is one of the most pregnant places in our world right now for regenerative culture and transformation. We've been hosting games here since 2020 and have hosted them now in Egypt during COP27, New York during the UNGA, Davos during the World Economic Forum, Burning Man, Costa Rica, and Damanhur. This year we're hosting games in Bali, in Formentera, in Switzerland, in Ibiza, in the US, in Portugal, in Puerto Rico, and in Dubai. I've witnessed many hundreds of people share their visions for a thriving future. I've noticed many patterns of intention and intuition. There is a rising planetary identity that is putting the thriving of the planet first. I know that the future is a place where we are all on the same team as the planet. Buckminster Fuller was a remarkable inventor, futurist, and visionary. He said you don't change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. I was deeply inspired by Buckminster Fuller's vision of the world game that he had in 1961. He predicted that there would come a design science decade where every aspect of our world would be gamified and transformed in order to work for 100% of all life. I believe this is that golden decade. This is our time, and we are the regeneration. Einstein said, the distinction between the past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. In light of that, UP games begin with the element of time, where we create an experience to step outside of linear time into what we call time sovereignty, where we exist beyond our normal experience of time. Many of us are familiar with practices of positive psychology, NLP, visioning and manifesting our future based on our attitudes and mindsets. What I noticed is this same practice could and should be used as a collaborative sport for the design of our collective future. The UP game invites players to step into a reality where our visions, our narratives, and our solutions have been exist in the present. With the future narrative in mind, we reverse engineer from the place where our visions have been realized. We're able to literally reverse engineer the milestones and even finance the systemic choices necessary for us to thrive. This is an ancient practice. The ancient Greeks used time as a rite of passage that all Greek leaders went through. It was called the Eleusinian Mysteries. Leaders of Greece would step outside of time in order to design the optimal society, based on timeless principles and foundational truths. The United Planet, or Up Game, invites players to co-create the narratives, solutions, and strategies for the future. It is a place where we come together to transform ourselves, our relationships, our communities, our organizations, our coalitions, society, and the planet. It begins with the water team, which celebrates the rise of community and belonging. Our planetarian identity has transformed nationalism. We celebrate our common unity. We celebrate the age of we. We've created a planetary commons and social contract designed for the community abundance. Birds of a feather flock together. When we find the others and create a space, we enable a planetary community that feels more like siblings on a shared mission. It is from this place of trust that we can unleash our potential, work to each other's strengths, and realize that transformation we envision. The air team explores the unleashing of our potential. We explore the frontiers of our collective potential from the inside out. As Ram Dass said, we are all walking each other home. We recognize the role of collective healing for us to become whole and achieve health and well-being. The fire team celebrates the emergence of conscious culture. We create a field of collective harmonic flow. We create a symphony of our lives together. But we recognize that a culture has enabled economic and societal transformation to be realized. We live in an era of planetary gender harmony, peace and justice, and thriving for all. We have unleashed our talents with the value that we create in the world. The Earth team celebrates planetary thriving and a culture, an ancient future culture that has transformed our relationship to land stewardship and ocean stewardship. We live with clean, ubiquitous energy and have regenerated our planet. The Up Games complete with the ether element, the grand crescendo. We come together on one team, and we come together with Ubuntu culture. I am because we are. We birth ourselves back into time with our new sovereignty over time. We witness each other stepping into our legacy as great ancestors to the future. We learn to design from our timeless selves, through our hearts, through our intuitions. The United Planet is part of the rise of planetism as an evolutionary identity that puts the thriving of the planet first. As Margaret Mead said, never doubt that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Planetarians, I invite you on a journey into time sovereignty to create the United Planet together. Let us play the Up Game, where we win when we all win. Thank you.